Hi, I'm Erica. I'm 23. I just traveled here about like 2 hours ago from Washington State, so bear with me if this isn't up to par. I have note cards and I may or may not use them. Probably will, or I might just throw them into the crowd because, yeah, that might happen. So our lives are made up of countless moments in time when something happens or changes, and although we might not realize it right then, we can look back and say, that changed my life. Most of these moments seem so small and insignificant that sometimes we just overlook them. We don't even know that they happened. Others are so big that they knock you off your feet because right then you realize your life just changed. I would like to share 4 moments in my life that shaped who I am today and altered my life for good. The first moment of my life that I would like to share will come off as one of those moments most would say, well, duh, that was a life-changing moment. Yet at the time, I and everyone surrounding me was so scared and preoccupied by our overwhelming fear that we had to realize how much it was about to change our lives. That's what I like to call my oh shit moment. It was the moment, that split second when I was standing on that podium, switching my tassel from one side to the next, about to get my diploma, when I realized, well, what in the hell am I supposed to do now? Everything I'd ever worked for up until that moment had all led up to this piece of paper that I was being handed. I had always been told that the last 4 years of my life were about to be the best 4 years of my life. Is my life over now? Did I just get that piece of paper and was like, okay, sorry, see ya. Go have fun being old and dying. Do you realize how scary it is to get handed a piece of paper and instead of hearing congratulations, hearing welcome to the real world? Looking back, I realize now that that fear in that moment was the moment in that point of time that changed everything. It was that fear that fueled me to the next moment I would like to share. I spent the summer after graduation interning at a local advertising agency and hosting at a restaurant. The internship was coming to an end and the real world was caving in fast. The pressure of what's next might not have had anything to do with the next crucial moment in my past, but as I look back, it seemed to be the real reason that once again, it changed everything. One night I was standing in my kitchen, and I turned to my dad's girlfriend and I said, if you could meet anyone in this world, who would you like to meet? See, I had just met Taylor Swift, and I was really stoked on life because no one believed that I could do it. My date and I, we decided that we would dress up and wear outfits from her music video. Yeah, in college, 18. And so we did, and we danced our heart out at her concert, and we turned out that we got to go into what was called the Tea Party Room. And 15 people out of 15,000 got picked, and we were one of them, and we were so lucky, but it was more of just like, aha, I'm not weird, and I'm not crazy, and I can prove that I can do something. So going back to the kitchen, I asked her, I said, like, if you could meet anyone, who would it be? And without any hesitation, she said, sorry. I have a Taylor Swift picture, but I don't know how to click to the next thing. Does anyone know how to click it? No? Okay. So my picture, yeah, that'll come up later. Let's just keep it on there for now. So I decided that I would dress, or wait, obviously that's not next. So, okay, so she looked at me and she said, Ellen DeGeneres. And I was instantly excited about that answer because first of all, I'm totally gay. And second of all, I instantly realized that that was the kind of company that I would want to work for. And then I thought, that wasn't just the kind of company I wanted to work for, that was the company I would want to work for. I looked at her and I said, man, imagine how great of a boss Ellen DeGeneres would be. Just like think about that, you know? You could just dance into her. So now, see, that was one of those small, insignificant moments that when I looked back, I thought, that's when it all changed. It was that moment in time that sparked the obsession that created the third moment. The next morning, after asking that question to my dad's girlfriend, I was in the shower and I could not stop thinking about it. I thought about it so much, and instead of my normal shower singing to whatever was on the radio, I decided I would write a little song. It was all about how Ellen should hire me and exactly what I could bring to her company as an employee if she did. I became obsessed throughout the day. Later that day at the agency, I spent my lunch writing up the lyrics that I had practiced in the shower. I rushed home afterwards. I came up with a horrible, horrific beat on my MacBook and recorded it thinking I was all badass. Then I had my friend come over. She grabbed her iPhone and we recorded an entire music video, cut it on my MacBook again, It's a really old MacBook. Took a long time. Had that video up on YouTube by the end of the night. And the next day I got to work and I was so stoked to show all my friends. I was like, you guys, I created this video, it's gonna be epic. And it was a total joke, like it was made on an iPhone. But one of the guys that does our commercials at Ellen, or not at Ellen, I didn't work for Ellen, at the ad agency was so inspired by it that he decided if I wrote another song, he would edit it and film it and do all the work for free. And of course, luckily, one of his friends worked for a recording studio and he offered to make an actual beat and some real music and let us record it in the studio. So it took us I went to my desk, of course, that day because I was obsessed and wrote the entire next song in an hour at my desk, which turned out to be a lyric in the Ellen song. And it took us 2 weeks. Oh, you guys, I've really started to stray from these, and that's what happens. Please just forgive me, because it'll be so much better if I have a path. Okay, it took us 2 weeks to film the video. We posted the video at the beginning of September 2 weeks to film it, a couple hours to record it in the studio. We posted the video at the beginning of September of 2012, and we had no idea how the people would react. Now, this is when I was going to play a little clip of my video, but the internet in here is not working, so you guys can go all watch it. It's real good. Just kidding. It really is just me in that outfit dancing around. No, seriously, that's it. No, so being the really super cool advertising student that I was, and recent graduate, I knew that just posting that video to YouTube was not going to be enough. I needed to get noticed by the right kind of people. So I was really clever, and I started a hashtag. Man, this mic is really messing me up. Hashtag for Ellen. Erica for Ellen. I knew that, so I turned myself and my musical resume into my own personal advertising campaign. This included going to downtown Spokane and passing out QR codes, which was what I was wearing in that Green Man suit. I wore that downtown at 21 years old. Painting the back of my car, it's a really nice car, wasn't it? With the YouTube logo and the name of my Ellen video, which was Ellen, Please Hire Me Part 2, because the first one was, let's just say, not appropriate for the show. And finally, next picture, whoever's clicking, please. I sent a giant cardboard cutout or box covered in QR codes. It's in the bottom corner of that picture. And those QR codes were links to my video, and the Watch Me, which is just a copy of it, and the little thing in the bottom left was just my resume. And that was all that was in the box. So you can't tell the size of that box, but it was probably half the size of a refrigerator box. And I sent it all the way to the Ellen DeGeneres show in Southern California. After 3 weeks of campaigning and pretty much everyone thinking I was crazy, I started to worry that maybe they were right. I had one night of questioning it. Thankfully, that same night, I decided to rent Katy Perry's new movie, Part of Me. Has anybody ever seen it? Okay, now if anything's going to inspire someone to keep going and reaching for your dreams, that movie is it. So I sucked it up and I got ready for the next day of campaigning. Well, the next day, I was standing at the taco truck, about to order some bomb tacos, and my phone rang. Looking down at my phone, I saw the words Los Angeles, California. I've never felt my heart drop like that, especially because it was a solicitor. No, I'm just kidding. That was the third moment in time that transformed my life for the better. Just in that instant, it happened to be a little bit more obvious. Sure enough, it was the Ellen show. They really did call. In fact, they called 3 times. And in the next 2 days, I would talk to the Ellen show 3 times, and on that third call, they would tell me that they were going to fly me down to see a show. In that moment, I realized that no matter what happened next, I had accomplished something. I was going to see the Ellen show on her stage in her zone, and I had done it with a crazy idea that I had created in my shower. As it turned out, the Ellen show didn't just fly me down. Guys, I really wish I would have had a clicker, because this was the big finale. They flew me down to be a guest on the show. Yes, my 4th and final life-altering moment was the moment that Ellen DeGeneres pulled a blanket off my giant QR code-covered box and revealed it to the world on national television. It was the point in time where I got to walk down her stairs and sit in that big red chair, and finally, it was the instant that Ellen herself hired me as the new production assistant for season 10 at the Ellen DeGeneres show. Thanks. Yeah, I was excited too. Actually, I was terrified. Do you know how scary it is to drive in a taxi in California and realize that that's the traffic you're gonna have to keep up with? It was not a good drive back to my hotel. Anyways, let's finish this. The life-changing moments are only obvious a few times in our life, like that obvious. Splitting seconds and flashes in time that take the wind out of you in the most amazing ways possible. Thank you for letting me be here today and share the 4 seconds in time that changed my life and my future for the better. If you take anything away from this speech, I hope that you take the time to reflect on the points in your life that shape who you are now and appreciate the ones that are yet to come. Don't forget to follow your dreams. It's cheesy, but I have to say it because it's kind of my role model, or my motto. Thanks, guys.